Man, you young people, you don't know some of these things. Hey there, I am back. I'm in my bathroom again. This is where I usually do the haul videos. If you'll notice, I don't have a clothing rack behind me. I have my little Miss Monica ready to model her next piece of clothing for listing. But the clothing rack was just kind of getting in the way in our bathroom. My very kind husband made space for me in the closet out of his side. So I'd kind of been using my side of the closet for some things, and he made me space in the closet. So we don't have the big clothing rack behind us. It was kind of a hassle to move around. It was a daily reminder that I wasn't listing things too. It really worked in January when I was like, clear the rack, clear the rack. But we've been just so busy lately, the rack was just in the way. So we moved it, and I'm now working on kind of a new project. I made a quick little video about it yesterday, and I've just decided to tackle the clothing pile bit by bit in small pieces. You know, I've done an 8-hour listing challenge. I've done big batch listings where I get like 30 of them done in a day, and that just wasn't working for me right now at this time and in this season of my life. I'm just trying to tackle 5. And one day I did 8 because I felt like it, so I could bank some for later in the week. So it is Wednesday, and I have done 14 so far between Monday and Tuesday. So that's pretty good. Technically, I would only have to do 1 today, but I'm going to do a couple. The goal is to have 25 clothing items photographed and ready to go every Monday through Friday. But that's not what this video is about. This video, I was going to do it, and then one of the items sold, so I thought I better quick do this video so I can ship the item to the buyer. But I wanted to show you what I got at a church rummage sale. I really love going to church rummage sales. I hadn't been yard sailing, garage sailing very much lately. I actually went to an estate sale that was a total bust, and it kind of just soured me a little bit. And then, of course, I had some really big things going on in my life. My son got married. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but my son got married. And so I wasn't going to things. So the week after he got married, I went to go look up yard sales, and I looked up rummage sales, and I found one. It was only from 8 to 12 on a Saturday. So I was there right at 8 a.m. and I ran in, and at first I'm like, I don't know, I'm not finding that much stuff. But I spent $27. I went through twice. I got like a bag of stuff, and then I went back and I got more. And then I came home, and I contemplated going at the end of the sale time, like closer to noon. I was like, hey, maybe some stuff will be marked down. Maybe I can offer to do some clean out type stuff. Well, it turned out my son and his new wife, they were heading home from their cruise, their honeymoon cruise. I knew I was going to hopefully get to see them before they caught their flight, but we picked a time, and I was able to go see them before they caught their plane. So I did not go back to the rummage sale for the clean out, but I think spending time with my newly married kids for the short time it was a better choice. So I'm just gonna I pulled everything. I think I got everything, and I'm gonna just go through it. I have listed maybe 60% of this. It's basically only the clothing I haven't listed, although I have listed the 2 pairs of jeans. If I've listed it, I'll put up here what I've listed it for. And I think I'll save the one thing that sold for the very end, even though it was the second thing I picked up. Okay, let's get started. This is the thing that sold. I'm gonna put it right there, and I'll save it. Okay. This is the first thing I picked up. The thing that sold already was the second. It is a whole bag of Monster High party decorations. I've already taken this out and separated it. I have not listed this just because of the detail that goes into this, but I will put some pictures of the stuff that was in it right here, and you can look. It is so much cool stuff. It's a centerpiece, it's wall decorations, tablecloth, and 7 masks. 8 would be better, but there's only 7. Dated 2011, so not vintage, but it's Monster High birthday party decor. I tried to black out the price. 50 cents. 50 cents for this bag. I have not listed this yet, so this is one of the things I'm not exactly sure what its price is going to be. But I mean, I'm going to list this for at least 30 or 40 bucks, I think. I think 30 is fair. This is a really cool thing. Okay, and then the rest is not necessarily in the order that I got it, but I do know that that was the first thing I picked up, and the second thing was the big thing that I'll show at the end. So it is a cooler. It is not in great shape, right? It is yellowed. This is green, but check it out. It was actually blue at one point in time. It's a styrofoam cooler. It's called like a sidekick. You can still see the marks from the cans. You can put a 12 pack in here and pop it in between your bench seat or in between your bucket seats in your van, your truck. 70s thing, totally 70s. It's made by Rubbermaid. So I'm gonna work on it. I'm not sure how much of the yellowing I can get off, but it was 10 cents. So when I look up comps later, these things are selling for like 18, but 10 cents. I can slap a $4 or $5 price tag on this and put it in my yard sale and make money because it was 10 cents. Here is another cool item that has some flaws, but it is an ice bucket. The lid does not want to stay. It's a little warped. It's like a naugahyde vinyl. Is that a word people know anymore? Naugahyde. That's what we used to call it. Vinyl ice bucket, but it's going to be backwards because it's my camera. Georges Briard, USA. That's a good name for ice buckets. Now this is a little bit of a boring one, but it has a lucite or celluloid or whatever you want to call it, resin handle in the tortoiseshell. And it's very cool. It's 1970s, could be 80s, but it's most likely 70s. Brown was in. And I have it listed right now. I have a 25% off coupon in my store, so everything is 25% off. So I can't remember if I listed it for 40, so it's showing as 30, or if I listed it for 30. But this was about, I don't remember the prices of everything. Remember, I spent $27 total. I think this was like $1. At the end, I grabbed 3 Goosebumps books. They're not worth a lot. This one is the one that's actually worth a decent amount, but it's in the worst condition. I was gonna list it for 10 on its own, but I think I'm just gonna list the 3 for about 12. So I think paperbacks were 10 cents each. Grabbed 2 Barney movies. I think they were 50 cents each. I'm listing them for 12 for the 2. I grabbed 2 CD-ROM games, vintage. So I thought this one, Mary-Kate and Ashley, would be the one that was worth more. I think I have it listed for about 8. But this is the one that's actually worth a little bit more. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I think she's listed for closer to 15 or listing for 20. And then I have the 25% off coupon. They had a ton of stamps. This was the one thing I thought about going back and just like offering to buy them all. But I've done these before and some sell for $7 or $8. So I bought Halloween ones. I just know Halloween sells. So this is one that's kind of cool because it's got like some textures, spider webs, blood drip. I mean, that's not something you're going to find everywhere. I think I have this listed close to 20. These are Stampin' Up. There's another Halloween one. This one turned out to be not worth that much. So I think I have it listed for 12. But this one, when I saw it, I thought that's cute. And I'll put some better pictures of it so it's not backwards. It's called Cookie Cutter Halloween. If I would have been able to find the Christmas one, that would have been awesome. I listed this high. I listed it at $50. So it's $40 right now with my sale. I keep getting offers, kind of low. These look like they'll easily sell for $30. So I'm just gonna hang on to it. It's not Halloween yet, right? And there aren't very many listed. So we'll let it go back up to $50 after my sale is over and we'll see what happens. And then this one was just really cute. I think I've listed it for only about $10 or $12. But, you know, large format stamps are good and unique ones. So, and if all else fails, I'll give this to my new daughter-in-law because she loves pineapples. I kind of almost always buy things with the backup in mind, right? I tend to buy my size of clothing. I tend to buy things that I like. So if it doesn't sell, usually I'll keep it. This was probably 50 cents, maybe only 25. It looks super vintage, but what it is, it's a 50th anniversary Bisquick tin. So it was made in 1980 and it's replica of the 1930 Bisquick box before they changed their color. So the back does say copyright 1931. This was not made in 31. I made an Instagram post about this before. Things will say copyright on them. That is not the year they were made sometimes. Yes, many times it is, but not always. So just be careful. Don't be telling people that your Snoopy stuff was made in 1958. It's the copyright for Snoopy. Barbie's the same way. There's many, many things that tell you the copyright of the image, not the actual item. Copyright is an image. So that's another good way to look at it. So this is a cute tin and it's full of recipes. Betty Crocker Bisquick recipes. I had this thing listed for like 20 bucks. It's really cute. So I have not listed this. I thought it was cute. It was 25 cents. I think I'll still list it, but it's just one of those things that kind of got shuffled to the side. It's a cross stitch, a very simple one. Has two bunnies in bed. It is definitely from the 70s or the 80s during the energy crisis. Man, you young people, you don't know some of these things. Naugahyde, energy crisis. Anyway, it says save energy cuddle. So this fits in today's day and age too, right? But it's just so cute. It's a little tiny cross stitch. It was 25 cents. Things like this I'll list for about $10 or $12. Saw these, I picked them up. I know they have some wear to them. I just saw US on the bottom and I could barely read it. And it was $1 for the set. I think it was supposed to be $1.50, but the lady's like, I'm only gonna charge you $1. So it was $1 for the set. One of them is different and I didn't realize it until I got home. It has actually dated 1951 on the bottom of that one. And it's got more wear to it. These are military cafeteria mess hall cups. Halsey is the brand. These are most likely from the 60s. And then this one is dated 1951. I listed the whole lot because I figured a military collector might want the old. They have wear, but listen, sets of 2 have sold for 20. Sets of 4 have sold for 40. So I've listed my set of 6 for 50. 50 bucks for these old military mess hall, melamine, Melmac, plastic cups. So, you know, when you think it looks unique, look it up. This is a perpetual calendar. You can change your day, you know. It has a scripture on it, Psalms 46:10. It is made by Dayspring, which is a Christian bookstore, and it's dated 2003. Stuff like this is harder and harder to find, and people like it. You know, they've had one growing up. They're used to it. They want a new one. They want to give it to like a new couple who are getting married because it's not the kind of thing you can find anymore. So grandma always had this on her counter, and so she wants to give this to a newly married couple, or it's a good gift for a teacher or a pastor. Just things like this will sell. Whether it's a huge amount or not, I don't know. But I've listed it in the $20 range and I paid less than $1, 50 cents or $1. This guy is not listed yet because he needs a little bit of woodwork and he's not perfect, but it's just a vintage brass and wood valet. A valet is something you'd put on your dresser or your nightstand, and men would come home and put their keys and their change and their whatever on here. It's very 70s, maybe even goes back to the 60s. There was a tag there, it's kind of worn out. But this kind of stuff is popular. It's only maybe a $10 or $12 sale. But again, I spent $27. I already made it back on the thing I'm going to show you at the end. So it doesn't really matter how much I spent on each individual item at this point. These last few things are not listed yet for a variety of reasons, but this I thought was a date stamper and I just grabbed it. It's from Stampin' Up. It's not a date stamper, but it just has cute phrases. So you can roll it around. There is one date stamp in there. And you can put it in your scrapbook or on cards. It's just cute. These things sell for like $8. I thought I was gonna use it for maybe my own little cards. I want to say they had 25 cents on this, so I'll sell it for $8. Or put it in my yard sale and put $1 on it. Who knows? This I will probably give away, possibly to my new daughter-in-law, or use it. It's Flight Mode Skincare High Altitude Hydration Mask. So it was new and sealed, so I grabbed it. This, I think I need to do a little bit of work. A lot of times, you know, I leave patina on brass or cast iron, but that's got a little bit of rust. It's a wilt. It's got a little bit of something else on it too. And it's broken. I was wondering why all the rest of them that I saw online had an end. This one's broken. I'm gonna just throw this out and donate it. It was probably 25 cents. And like I said, I've already made my money back. So these things only sell for $8 or $10. Broken, it's not gonna sell. That's the breaks. Oh well, you win some and you lose some, and to lose a 25 cents is much better than some of the higher price things. Trash. I bought one of these. I think I will always buy these if they're less than $1. I've seen people try to sell these for $5 at yard sales or thrift stores at 25 cents. So it's a Garfield McDonald's mug. It says copyright 1978. I don't think they were made in 78. I think they were made in the 80s. They're $8 sales. People want them to complete their collection, the Garfield glass mugs from McDonald's. So easy pickup for 25 cents. Let me show you the vase first. This was the most, yes, I believe it was the highest priced item I bought. Maybe, there might've been one higher. This is a vase and it had $5 on it. So I look at the bottom and there's a sticker, Chokin, Chokin, the art of Chokin, metal engravings from Japan, 24 karat gold edged, made in Japan. And I'm like, that's really cool. $5? That thing must be like a $20 or more vase because, you know, the church ladies at the rummage sale, they must know what they're talking about. They marked this up to $5. It's beautiful, but I can only get $10 or $12 for this. Some of these only sold for $7 or $8. So it just goes to show the thing that was marked $2 is where I'm going to make my most money. This was $5, and I'm not going to make anything at all. But it's very pretty. I'm still going to list it, but it's very pretty, but not worth what I paid. I posted these on my Instagram, and they're bookends, right? Pretty sure they're bookends. They're slightly different designs. I would call them black lacquer. They're just black painted wood. There's gold designs on them. One is missing the bottom felt foot pad. There's like an antique services sign on the bottom. I don't know if this means Boyd 51/pair. I don't know if Boyd were the people that owned these. I don't know if Boyd is the name brand of these. When I use Boyd in my search, I don't get any help. The 51/pair makes me think it was sold at an antique store for $51 a pair. They're definitely old. My first thought was 60s because a lot of people were overseas, you know, for post-World War II and then the Korean War, and they brought home a lot of this stuff. My grandfather was one of them. My grandfather's brother sent us a beautiful tea set from Japan. It got handed down to my grandfather, and it's now in my possession. My other grandfather, he worked in Japan in the 70s and 80s, and he brought home a whole bunch of really cool stuff from Japan. So this Oriental, Asian, and then I've just learned the word that I'm not gonna be able to pronounce, chinoiserie.
Chinoiserie.
It's, you know, China-inspired decor. So, but it goes back even further. The Victorian era also had quite a bit of this Asian-inspired art. And when I Google Lens this, I find nothing in this shape. There is a desk set that they say is Victorian that's really similar. Really similar, and it's a desk sorter. And I'm like, well, these could be the bookends that go with that desk sorter. I'm not convinced, but I do believe that these are at least 50 years old, and they could go all the way back to the 40s, and who knows? So I have them listed for $120 right now because I truly don't know. I truly don't know. So that is an older tag. So they were considered, you know, something collectible in the 60s or even 80s. That tag looks somewhere along those lines. And we'll see. I have them listed, and maybe a collector or someone who knows will find them, and they might be getting a great deal. Who knows? But ideally, yeah, I'd love if these sold for at least the $50 that they state on the bottom. That was all the hard goods. So I'm going to reconfigure just a little bit and get the clothing closer to me, and we'll talk about it next. Okay, since I have clothes, I'm going to pull myself a little further back so that you can see the clothes more fully. But first, I wanted to talk about something that I've kind of talked about before, but I was just wanting to mention. People source in different ways, and people have their methods and their business policies and their mission statements, and people can source however they want, right? I've heard both sides of the camp on picking up the smaller items, and I've gone back and forth, and sometimes I'm like, oh, why did I bother? That was, oh wow, I made an $8 sale today, whoop-de-doo. Here's my thought process. I got up at 7 a.m. I drove to a Church Rummage Sale and stood outside in line for 20 minutes waiting to go in. I spent about an hour at the Church Rummage Sale, right? You come home and you process the goods, you spend more time. Did I make a mistake in picking up this? It's only going to make me $10 maybe. I don't know, maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, this was a 15-second decision as I walked the table. It's a 1 to 4 minute listing time, depending on how detailed you want to get. I did say I wanted to clean this up. So if there's 10 minutes invested into this, I'm already there. I'm already invested. I'm going to be spending time and money. I spent $27. If I wouldn't have bought that, I would have spent $26. So if I could increase my income by $8 for just a few more seconds of my time there, and then maybe a couple more minutes at home later listing, I like to batch list. I like to take everything I found at that sale and list it together, unless it's odd, unless it needs cleaned, unless it's bulky, but that's generally the idea. So yes, I am avoiding a lot of the smaller dollar items, but I still pick up the McDonald's glass Garfield mug because it's cute and I know it'll sell. I pick up the duck brass head because it's just on a hunch. Then, you know what? Sometimes people make the decision to throw things away or redonate them because even though they already paid the 50 cents or $1 for it, they don't want to invest any more time or money. And that's totally fine. But I'm just not going to go in really rigid looking for $50 bills, and that's it. Because the thing that made me my most money, I went in, grabbed, and went, ooh, that's cool. That'll be a $20 sale. And I was wrong. So let's go through the clothes here next. Clothes were all 50 cents. Oh, I forgot 2 things. I'll have to show those to you in a little bit. I do have 2 hats. They were 10 cents each. I only got 2. Clothes were 50 cents, but then in the end, I've got this one big bulky thing, and she goes, I'm gonna charge you $1 because this is big. And I said, fine. Clothes were 50 cents. I got some Chico's jeans in a size 3. They're not exciting. They have no embroidery. They're not so slimming. They fit me. I think I may keep them because a Chico's jean that doesn't have something interesting, like I said, embroidery, bling, the slimming technology, I don't think this is gonna sell. I got 2 pairs of Not Your Daughter's jeans. They are not selling for a huge amount. I think I have them listed around the $22 to $24 mark. Again, I have a 25% off sale. These will sell $15 to $18, but 50 cents. Not Your Daughter's jeans have like amazing slimming fitting technology, and a lot of people really like them. These are a skinny jean with some sort of studs down the legs. These are kind of cool that they're made in USA. They are a boot cut and they have some really cute pockets on them. So I tend to not buy anything smaller than a 14, 16. These are a 12, those are an 8, but the Not Your Daughter's jeans are kind of like some of the other brands I make exceptions for in my buying smaller sizes. This I grabbed a fellow reseller that I know her daughter because our kids used to go to school together, and I run into her daughter all the time at estate sales. Well, I met her, and she's a reseller pretty much like me. We found out we do exactly the same thing. So she said, oh, I almost grabbed that. Well, I did. This thing is homemade, you guys. Homemade corduroy fleece lined jacket. I think it's about a large, maybe an extra large. It didn't quite fit me. I went to put it on and it was a little tight. There's a cigarette burn hole right there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's super cool, but it's gonna be kind of a hassle to list because it's gonna have to be fully measured. So if anybody's digging about a men's size, I'd say closer to an extra large jacket, probably a large. I don't know, hit me up if you're interested in this really retro 70s homemade coat. I might put it in my yard sale for $5. 50-cent clothes, you guys. And I know I'm trying not to do clothing, but you know, Foxcroft flocked rose striped Oxford in excellent condition. These things, Foxcroft and Apple Seeds, are two button front shirts that women buy online because they like how they fit. And this one is just amazing. I really love. This is a velvet flocked rose. It's so pretty. It's a little Y2K or 90s to me. This is Ralph Lauren, 100% linen, and it's a kimono. It's like a Asian style with the frog closures, and it's just a tunic in hibiscus flowers. You've got Hawaiian, you've got Asian, you've got linen, you've got Ralph Lauren, and an extra large. I mean, that hits 100 different things. Someone's gonna buy that. Almost all of my Ralph Lauren sells. Speaking of Ralph Lauren, I don't know if I should have bought these or not. Polo pajama pants. And it says right there, underwear. Polo by Ralph Lauren underwear. So they are a pair of men's pajama bottoms. They do not have a fly. So, you know, they've got the pony on them. They're very preppy. So we'll see how those do. I think I still need to be further back. I feel like you can't see the clothes very well. Scooch. Look at this. That is a Western shirt that is blinged out. Cowgirl hardware in an XXL. This is the kind of stuff that I typically only buy in the plus sizes. It's not pearl snap, but it is rhinestone snapped. This is so cool. It's in really, really good condition. That is just, I am not a cowgirl, but that is, if I was to wear a cowgirl shirt, I think I'd pick that one. Super cool. This was a grab and go Chico size 3. It is a sheer button front blouse. There might be some shrinkage to this. There's like, now I'm further away, but it's like little Thai or Asian little kids. I do not even know if this is considered appropriate or not, but it is definitely a cute and unique blouse. 100% silk. I didn't even know that. So, wow. I will definitely have to do measurements on this because it's very possible it has shrunk a little bit, but it's really cool. Here's another Chico's, and it's a size 2. And it's a really cool shirt. It zips completely down the front, and then the bottom ties. It's very, I don't know, teacher, boho, cruising. I think it's cool. I mean, these beat Goodwill bins prices at 50 cents each. This one I think is mine. I grabbed it. I haven't even looked up. I don't know this brand. Hannah. I think this is just like a Ross or TJ Maxx, but it is totally my style. It's just, it's long sleeve, and we're kind of getting away from long sleeve, but it has a really cute side lace detail right there. I think I'm going to keep it. All right. Couple more. I don't know why I grabbed it. I just did. I like to have this kind of stuff in stock come the holidays. It's just an elf sweater. It's the bigger sizes, XXL. The Ugly Christmas Sweater is the brand, and it's like he's a little elf. So I throw these in my store at Christmas time, $18, $20. But then, so I'm in this room with the men's clothes, and I'm with the girl that I know that resells and her mom that I just met. And I pull this off the rack because it's a flannel. I always pull the flannels down. And I go up to them and I'm like, do you miss something? And the daughter's like, Mom, you totally missed Carhartt. So a Carhartt 2XL, super thick. Seriously, it looks brand new. You know, a lot of these church sales are elderly people that donate. I can totally see, oh, I do need to wash it. There's some staining on this front pocket. I will wash that. But I can just totally see older people getting clothing for Christmas and then never wearing them and then donating them to these sales. Although this one probably has been worn, either that or just got a stain on it from something else. But Carhartt is a really sturdy brand. A simple stain like that will come out very easily. I am back for the grand finale, and it's not even a huge thing, but I'm super excited about it. And if you're on my Instagram, you already know about it. But one of the second things I did, I walked into this sale and I kind of looked for Christmas. It turned out Christmas was outside. I'm glad I didn't go to Christmas first. I walked in and I kind of scanned over the housewares and I saw the back wall was crafts and what I thought was holiday. So I went straight there because I'm kind of looking for Halloween stuff too. The Monster High is what I grabbed first, and then stacked up right next to it was a cross stitch kit. And I was like, grabbing that cross stitch, and they had the price of $2 written right there. So I used a little bit of Goo Gone and I took some of the stuff off and I grabbed it. I grabbed cross stitch kits and Bucilla felting kits and other needlepoint kits and stocking making kits and needlepoint and plastic canvas kits all the time. Latch hook kits. I grab them all the time. If they're ever above about $4, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to buy that. But I bought a $5 latch hook kit before and turned around and sold it for $10. So not all of them are good money, right? But I knew gold collection. Okay, that's good. And I grabbed it. I'm like, sweet. I should be able to sell that for $20. Yeah, some of these sell for $20. I don't know if it's because of the music printed background, the fact that it has, you know, this French horn on it. This one, highest price sold was $140. Lowest is closer to $80. There's one other one listed right now besides mine. And I offer international shipping. So I listed it at $140. I thought about going higher, but you know, I spent $2 on this thing. I listed it at $140, fully knowing that it was going to go 25% off. I even calculated it. I figured that it was 105 was what 25% off 140 was. And I thought, that's doable. This thing has sold anywhere between 80 and 140. It's 105 is a perfectly acceptable amount. And my sale ends on Friday, and people kept throwing me offers of 80 and 90. And I just didn't take them. I'm like, the thing's on sale for 105. Like, if you want it for 105, you can buy it. When it goes off sale at the end of the week, if people want to send me offers, then I'll reconsider after it's been up. And this morning, I asked my husband to grab me my phone because I forgot it. And he said, ooh, you sold something for $105. And I knew instantly what it was. So I was so excited. I looked it up. It's going to Tallinn, Estonia, a place I've actually been and is really cool. So I'm shipping this today internationally. I paid $2 and I sold it for $105. So $27 all in on all of this stuff. I told you some of the prices of the hard goods of what I've listed them for. I haven't even gotten to the clothing yet. Like that Carhartt flannel is a $30 sale. Some of those Chico's items, I mean, they're going to be $15 or $20, but the winner is my cross stitch kit. So thanks for joining me on this haul video. I haven't done one in quite some time, and once I sold that item, I knew I had to get this out there so that you could see. And I haven't forgotten my quote of the day. I'm still working from these quotes of the day. I have 50 total, so when I run out, I'll have to find something else to do. Random, I never know what it is I'm going to pull out. I didn't get there by wishing for it or hoping for it, but by working for it. Estee Lauder. So these are wonderful women quotes. She didn't wish for it or hope for it. You can wish and hope all you want. That's great. Wishing and hoping helps. But she worked for it. And that's what we're doing, right? We're hustling, we're working. And I know we're not all women who watch my channel, but I really love these quotes by some amazing women. All right, it's great to be back making videos again. I did pop up a really quick one yesterday, just a short one to kind of get in the habit. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.